found these vintage hand saws on Marketplace. Let's have a go at restoring them to their former glory. So I've got the two saws ready to go here. I've got two different brands. This one here is a Superior Warranty, and this is a Diston saw. And these were both made around the World War II era marks. They're pretty old, and considering how old they are, they're in pretty good shape. A bit of surface rust, a few scratches here and there, but that's what to expect with this sort of tool. And so I've already removed the screws on the handle, which I've just put in a bag, and I'll put those in some vinegar to help get rid of the rust and also the blade, and we'll go through that in a second. So one reason I found these saws very appealing is actually the build quality. So most saws you buy these days are made from plastic materials, the handle. So I've noticed that a lot of saws these days just tend to just break, they snap, they don't last, whereas this saw kind of speaks for itself. It's still holding up, the handle is in great shape, and look at the details here. This is, you know, created by someone who thought about the little details and took their time. So I want to preserve that. Okay, so now we're going to put these saws in the bucket and let them sit for about 6 hours in some vinegar, which will loosen all the rust off. All right, let's have a look at these saws. It's been 24 hours. Whoa, that's a lot of rust. Cool, and you can already start to see how much better they look. Wow, this looks great. All right, let's get those out. I'm just gonna grab them. Lovely. Like I've got an old pair of pants that used to go on. Okay, so it turns out that stuff stains your hands pretty bad. I've tried to rub some off, but it's still there a bit. So I'm gonna have to be a bit careful with touching it. But I think I'm just gonna use a paper towel to wipe it off. First, scrub. Whoa. Well, I don't know if you guys can see that. That is just, wow, look at that. That is amazing. So basically that rust is just coming straight off. It's like no resistance. I've just finished giving the first saw a scrub down. It's still a little bit dirty, but have a look at that. That is basically a new saw. Pretty much all the rust is gone. There's still a few parts that are like a bit grubby, but we'll fix that up. But definitely worth it. Okay, I've just come back to work on the saws and I've noticed there's a bit of unevenness in the coloration. That side's pretty good. This side here isn't the best. So I'm thinking of using some sandpaper just to kind of polish it off, and we'll see how that goes. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so I just used a sandpaper and already that has made a pretty big difference, I would say. It's got a lot more shine to it. Still is this weird little like pattern on it, which I'm not sure if that is the metal eroding or what that is, but I'm gonna try and use this 3000 grit sandpaper with a bit of WD-40. So this method is called wet sanding, compared to just what I was doing before, which is dry sanding. And normally people use water to like sand something if they're doing wet sanding, but because this is metal, you can't use water. So this is the wet base I'm going to use. Just spray a bit of that on, and hopefully that should get rid of some of these little marks. I just finished using the 3000 grit sandpaper. I don't think it made much of a visual difference, but it does feel a lot smoother to the touch. Yeah, as you can see, not much of a difference, but a bit smoother. And now I'm going to use a bit of Brasso, which is a metal polish. And I made the mistake of breathing this in, and it absolutely destroyed my nasal cavity. It even says it on the back, do not breathe in. And I did that anyway, so be careful. So let's get that on. Cool, so that's the saws done. I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit smoother, but compared to what it was before, that is pretty good. And I noticed when I was sanding it that I can now see the numbers on the saw there, which I'm guessing is the sizing. So that's good, yeah, on the other one as well, number 10 there. So that's cool. Back to their former glory. Okay guys, the saws are now complete and I'm very happy with that. So I originally purchased 3 saws and this is what they all roughly look like when I first bought them. So very worn, rusty, still functional, but you know, doesn't look good. And this is what they look like now. And that is a very, very big difference. And you guys have to remember that these were made around the World War II period, and now they are back to roughly what they originally look like. And have a look at that emblem, how much clearer that is. Originally, I couldn't even read it. I had no idea what that was. I could faintly see the letter S, and now it's fully readable. So I'm very happy with that, and hopefully I will be able to give these to my kids and use them for decades to come. But before we end the video, we must do a test of the saws to see how they cut. Let's go do that. Okay, so I've got my saw, got a bit of eucalyptus wood here, and let's see how she cuts. Wow. I'm not gonna go the full way through that because that is very dense wood, but I'm very happy with that. I think the next step is to sharpen these tooths, sharpen these with a file and get them all nice and sharp. And then I believe you have to sharpen them every couple months or so just to maintain that sharpness. But yeah, thanks for watching along guys. I'll definitely be posting more videos of restoring tools and just random little bits and bobs because I want to start my collection of cool tools and stuff for my future home. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.